Welcome everyone to our first podcast on the Poor Man's Roundtable. My name's Jack, and I'm joined by Joe.
Hi.
Okay, who out of all the Soviet leaders was the most influential?
It's got to be
What do you
Lenin,
think
surely,
about
right?
that? Who?
It's got to be Lenin, surely, right?
I don't know. Stalin was pretty influential considering he killed like 50 million people.
Yeah, but Lenin was also the first communist dictator, wasn't he? He was the
Yeah, but
first
if it wasn't
new
Lenin, then we'll
Tsars.
probably win someone else.
True.
Whereas what Stalin did, I don't think a lot of people could. Yeah.
Well, they're on their way with Lenin, weren't they? Let's be honest.
Well, he wasn't like complete genocide, though, was he?
That's
Then
where
again,
there
I was just
was.
thinking about like, was it not what's the Cossack? Was it what were they called?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
What was those
There is.
peasants that
Yeah. Oh
had money?
God, we're so uninformed.
Kulaks, the kulaks.
Kulaks, yeah, that's the one. Yeah, they were slaughtered, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I just thought about that. The whole like class is just destroyed.
Yeah. But, I mean, maybe the most influential one is Nicholas II because he's the one who lost the power for the Romanovs. That
Yeah,
might
but
be
he's
an
not
argument.
Soviet.
Oh yeah, shit.
Spoiler, mate.
Very, very valid point. Very...
Nicholas II was actually a Soviet spy. Anyway,
I mean,
but then you could say,
I'm
what about
sure.
Gorbachev? Because wasn't Gorbachev the last one?
Yeah, but I mean, it was bound out by that point. Let's be honest.
True, the
It's
days were
falling
numbers.
apart. Yeah, I think he just
Khrushchev was quite important.
I mean, they're all influential in their own right, of course. Depends how you mean influential.
Yeah, especially like how do you measure influential, like, or the impact?
I think on the building of the Soviet Russia that we know, I think probably Lenin is.
I don't know. Well, to be fair, if Stalin had been the one at the start, they probably wouldn't have lasted very long.
No, yeah, probably not.
Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't have won the Civil War.
I swear Stalin was one of the leaders in the army in the Civil War, wasn't he?
No, I thought he was just an enforcer.
I think so.
I'm pretty sure he just beat people up.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry. There we go. So, at the end of that debate.
So, and then we're editing. I'm sorry, you're right.
Yeah, there. Well, I am going up to it, but I'll happily put my hands up and say Jack was. I thought he was the actual leader in the armies. Yeah, I was wrong.
No, because that's why I think it was what's her name? Stedman. It was like Miss Stedman told me that because I was confused. I thought Stalin was always a prominent figure, and she said no, he was just an enforcer, like robbing banks or something at the start.
Well, he was
when Lenin died. Like Stalin wasn't even meant to be like anything important.
No, yeah, because he was a secretary. That's what he was, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was just an opportunistic person.
Well, I swear he was a military leader, though. What was he in the military then? See, I'm going to have to look this up again now. It's going to really get on my nerves.
I guess we agreed then it's Stalin then.
No, I'll still say Lenin.
I mean, I don't know. Lenin just sort of had brain cancer and then fucked off. Think about it. No, seriously though, you think if it wasn't Lenin, there was obviously someone else going to take up the mantle. Well, Lenin wasn't like the albeit person. There was like loads of different leaders at the time. Like, what's that guy's name?
I don't know.
He's murdered in Mexico.
Oh,
where did this out, shall we?
Yeah, where did this be out as well? Hold on, I know Trotsky. That's his name. I know it's beginning with T. Right, yeah, so go on, say that again.
So yeah, I would argue that Trotsky is probably more important because he's the one that took the win of Stalingrad. But he wasn't a leader, so that's the difference.
No, yeah, exactly. That's the thing. He was a military man, wasn't he?
He was. So I'm saying even a person who wasn't the leader was probably just as influential as Lenin was.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, got me there.
He's the one the military. He was the one who was in charge of the Red Army. Lenin was propaganda. How's you work now?
No, I've been trying to get a job, but it's just not happening.
The boots.
Yeah, I was supposed to be going there.
Touching old lady's feet.
Yeah, that's my second shift. Some dirty old, like gangly 70-year-old is like, oh, help me put this sock on. I was like, fuck off. But yeah,
I can't imagine that.
Should we put that in the podcast right now and enjoy listening to that? Excuse me.
It's all funny shit that's happened at uni. If you want to talk about that quick.
Let's go for it. Fuck it. Yeah.
Literally, what happened with my mate? His light broke or something, and he's downstairs in room 2, and I'm roommate. That doesn't matter. And He's like a really heavy sleeper, I think. And the electrician just walks straight into his room, and he's butt ass naked on his bed. He laid
Is
on
he
the
asleep
front,
or
and
is
he's
he
just
awake?
ass showing. Yeah, he's asleep, lads. He looks up and sees the electrician, and the electrician's like, "Oh shit!" And then like closes the fucking door.
Hang on, so he was still butt
He's already getting
naked.
changed, lad. He just like pulls the covers up to his chin, and then he lets them in. That's so funny, lads.
What the fuck?
Oh,
I thought like he'd left his door open or
God.
something, and the electrician just come in, and while he's changing the light, your mate's woken up, balls naked, and the electrician
No,
just
no,
doesn't
no, no.
realise it's something.
He opened up his door.
Fucking hell.
Oh, oh. What's the funniest thing that's probably ever happened at my house?
Not gonna lie, it sounds like a very quiet house, then, lad.
I don't know. That's probably shocking. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
We haven't been underground raves.
Yes.
We've
Probably
got
not
this
really
like
do
scatty basement, and everyone's they've literally a DJ from like that my mate's friends with. He literally just comes around, does it for free. He sets up his little like DJ stereo thing
That's
in the basement.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it takes about like 20 extension leads. It's crazy.
But yeah, it'd be pretty mad though, full packed out night, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no. What did you do for Halloween?
Nothing, I don't do anything for Halloween. I'm not American.
You get trick or treating?
No, I'm not 6. What the fuck? Did you?
No, I wish I did though. I was thinking about did you see that video of that guy who had like yeah he made like a doll
Yeah.
like a dressed as Spider-Man
Right.
and he put a tree with it and then he'd put the doll there and stand behind it and then the people would come out and be like, oh, what a cute costume. And she goes to give him the thing, like, what did he say? And he's like, and she just looks up at him and he's like, oh, he's deaf and blind.
Oh.
And then I know. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." She just does like a whole handful of like sweets in his bucket,
And
and then like literally, oh, he just picks up the fucking doll and runs.
Jesus Christ.
So messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
Also,
even,
where's
like, carve
Gabriel?
pumpkins or anything this year. Don't eat that shit.
Really? Oh, no, I didn't either. I usually carve them.
I just don't see the point of Halloween as an Englishman. Like, we don't celebrate it. Like,
Well,
fireworks night, I understand. But we don't do... Actually, that's... You know what? That is actually a good talking point. I don't know why, but I got weirdly annoyed with fireworks night this year when I realised how fucking weird it is.
Why would you get annoyed at that?
Well, I'll leave it for an actual proper episode. 'Cause I think it's actually quite a good talk. No, because I want everyone's.
No, don't be shy. Don't be shy.
No, I'm not. I'll say it, but I just don't want to, waste it when it's actually a good talking
say
point.
it.
I feel like.
Yeah, but this is the trial run anyway, isn't it?
I feel like it's such a weird thing to do. We're still like, we burn effigies of a bloke 400 years old, and we let kids like beat up the effigy. What the fuck is that about? It's seriously weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's seriously weird celebrating Christmas, lad.
No, and the only reason we do it is because the bloke tried to blow up
the chimney and then fucking off.
No, that's understandable. No, that's different. That's like folklore. The only reason we do this,
coming in and talking to kids.
No, that's folklore. Like, that's completely different. This is something that actually happened. The only reason we burn him was because he tried to blow up the monarchy because his people were getting repressed. That's really fucking weird.
What a legend.
Yeah. I can't feel bad. I feel bad.
Do you know, a lot of times, it's sort of like, when Constantinople fell, that, there's times in history you sort of thought, oh, why did that happen? Like, you wish it didn't. Do you mean? And then...
What's the Ottoman Empire didn't fall?
Yeah, I wish it did. I wish the Empire still existed.
Why?
Imagine that. How cool would that be, the Roman Empire just existing? But...
Well, no, because, hang on, would they be the Roman Empire that they were, or, like, modern Roman Empire?
I wish they were, yeah. Like pagans still, that'd be cool.
Well, then they'd be what? So we're still like military advancements, and they're there.
The Byzantines weren't pagan, but I mean, if they were, if you could go back all the way and they'd be pagan, that'd be sick.
Oh, so you'd actually want to? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Like, I thought you meant like bring Roman armies from 2,000 years ago into now.
So they style of government and like people and their landmass. Think of what you could do with that. They'd be so powerful. They'd own like pretty much all the oil.
Oh yeah. They're most like Mesopotamia and even Egypt. I saw someone the other day. Did you know 95% of Egypt's population is based along the Nile?
Yeah, I saw that. Did you? Was it Egypt's dam problem?
Yeah, yeah. Did you watch that? That's
Same
really,
video.
yeah. That was really interesting. I thought because it's such
Yeah,
a weird
same.
thing. Like it's a what? Well, the civilization's like 6,000 years old, and it's still based along that one narrow strip of river in the
Yeah,
world.
it was interesting. You know, he like zooms out the map, and it was just like one green strip, and that was it.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, crazy, because Egypt looks quite big, and then like, oh, there's actually nothing around.
that's why you've been to Egypt, haven't you?
Yeah,
Well,
I have
yeah,
like
yeah.
4 times, and I've been to the Niles. It's cool, and I went to like Luxor Temple. That was
Ah, is that where the Valley of the Kings are?
yeah. I saw Tutankhamun.
Did you?
He's so small, lad.
You know, apparently the only reason people know about him because people couldn't be bothered to raid his tombs because he was such an insignificant king.
Yeah,
That's the
no, because
only.
he died really early, and you know his tomb, yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't actually his tomb. It was meant for his mum or like grandmother or something, his auntie or something.
Oh, what? And he
So
just nicked
the
it.
stuff like carved into the walls wasn't his tomb, like wasn't even meant for his tomb.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just because he died so early on like in battle. I think it was in like modern day Syria around there. He died,
Hmm.
and they brought him back to Luxor, and they buried him really quickly. And people just sort of didn't bother because it was such a small tomb.
Just yeah. It's really strange, isn't it? Like such an insignificant person comes to be like one of our focal points of ancient Egypt. Like you think of ancient Egypt, it's like pyramids, the Sphinx, Tutankhamun. Like stereotypically, those are the three that you go for, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Do you know what? That's that damn thing. I was at the start. I thought, oh, how could they be so mean? Like, deprive Egypt of water. Then I thought, well, technically, it's their resource. Like, at the
Yeah.
end of the day, the river is like most of the river, 85% of the river starts in Sudan.
Hmm.
I don't Ethiopia. Sorry.
Yeah, Ethiopia. Yeah.
Why wouldn't they? Why aren't they allowed to
And
do
they
that?
weren't even at the negotiating table with the bloody treaties in the 1950s. So of course
Oh,
they're gonna
that's
fucking do it
crazy.
now, aren't they? Yeah, it's mental.
I mean,
It's
you see
only
the
because
Ethiopians,
Ethiopia
they're
wasn't
crazy.
colonized.
You know the Ethiopians, they defended from invaders like thousands of times. Like Ethiopia was like the last colonial like territory. I'm
It was
pretty
never
sure.
colonized, was it?
Yeah, no, I think the Italians did
Oh, did they?
prematurely, and then after
Oh,
World War
what during
Two,
like World War Two? Yeah, just because they wanted.
yeah, and then they got
Yeah.
and then they got raped. Where did that bit out? But
Well, I think it's a valid assessment of what happened. Yeah, the Italians attacked the Ethiopians with like sticks.
mate, Ethiopia's got such a cool history. You know that's why a lot of African countries copy their flag
Oh,
because
what
they're
they're
the
based off Ethiopia.
last free African country.
Ah,
That's why a lot of, or I think it's a lot of colors. A lot of flags have purple on it, and I think that's why.
nah, not
Because
purple. What is that flag? Is it red, green, and yellow?
it's not got purple on it.
That's got purple in it. You colourblind.
There's loads of African countries.
Yeah, it's red, green, and yellow.
There's definitely purple, mate.
There's no fucking purple. There's a blue star, and there's a blue circle and a yellow star in the middle.
Maybe they changed it.
No, what do you mean?
I don't know.
It's always been the flag. No flag is purple, pretty certain.
Type in, do people copy Ethiopia's flag?
Oh no, yeah, I'm sure they do. Yeah, all the places around there have similar colour schemes, isn't there? Yeah. No, yeah, I believe you on that. Yeah. They just didn't have
Type
fucking
in
purple in their
Ethiopia,
flag.
and it says, do Ethiopians have curly hair? What the hell?
This is a very good podcast. We're telling people what to type into their phones. That's the problem. It's such
No, I
a
was gonna,
such a limited basis.
you know,
The
from
audience.
that video, he was saying that they have enough power for like twice their population, which is just crazy.
I didn't
And
realize
then
how
they would
big.
biggest exporter in Africa for energy.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like $1 billion, wasn't it? Mental.
Yeah, $1 billion a year. That's crazy.
That's a lot of money.
From just one dam, they can sustain a whole population. That's just nuts.
And there was the one main difference between that and all the other like sub-Saharan African projects as well. That it wasn't funded by the Chinese. It was pretty much self-funded through taxes and bonds, which is pretty interesting. I thought.
Oh yeah, that was interesting as well because I instantly thought of like China being involved because they've involved themselves in every African nation and everything, and then owning the lease. Like, but this is completely Ethiopia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just asked you, can you think of a country that hasn't done a genocide?
Probably like Tuvalu, something like that. Some island nation. I don't know.
Yeah, but what about I'm saying, well, the genocide probably happened there, though, didn't it? What about all the locals that got massacred by whoever owned them?
No, they were discovered by Polynesians. So
Polynesians. Yeah, but Tuvalu was discovered probably by the French or something.
Yeah, but all the people that live there now are actual natives.
Head on back.
I don't think like white people live there. I'll put it that way.
No, do you know? You must know this really, but like Polynesians, they discovered Madagascar.
Yeah, because they found like similar. Was it trees or some shit they found in similar places or whatever? They found something.
I have
Yeah.
no idea, but it's like this crazy thing that Madagascar has different descendants than Africans.
Yeah.
Like that's just nuts. And how the Polynesians are mad. And they found Easter Island. How the hell did they find Easter Island?
Well, they're just a very water-based society. I guess most of the people in Northern Africa weren't really doing that at the time, were
Yeah, but imagine like sailing the Pacific Ocean. Easter Island's in the middle of nowhere.
they? Yeah, it's massive. Yeah, it's absolutely massive. It's incomprehensible. Yeah.
You know what annoys me is like the fact the Vikings couldn't colonize North America when they discovered it. But the fact that Polynesians could colonize Easter Island.
Well, to be fair, I don't think this is in my very limited knowledge. I don't think they had the need to. The Vikings, did they? They had a lot of, not luck. They had a lot of progress in Northern Europe and the British Isles and places like that. They got enough stuff from there. I don't think they needed to go all the way out to Northern America. Yeah. So
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just find it crazy how Elon Musk was like smoking a doobie and then
he barely like took a proper hit of it, though,
Tesla
didn't
went
he?
down.
Not that we'd know what that looks like.
You know, it's mad though. Tesla went down when he was smoking
When
his blunt.
when he's smoking weed. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Like the fact that it's so speculative over Tesla. I don't know.
Would you say it's speculative? I mean, I'd say it's got a pretty good future ahead of it. It's definitely where the car industry's going. So,
Tesla.
well, just electric motors in general, just electric cars.
No, I'm saying the stock price itself is completely speculative
Oh, I
because
see what you mean. Yeah,
fundamentals they haven't made any profit.
yeah.
I mean, the company has made profit in like 12 years. Yeah, his share price went up to like 1,600.
Well, it was only a public company like a few years ago, wasn't it? It was just private investors until then. Didn't go
Yeah.
public till like a few years ago. But I
Well,
mean, it would definitely be like one of the
sorry,
biggest. It would be one of the biggest car companies in the world pretty soon. I
Yeah,
think.
well, I feel like there's gonna be a lot of isn't there one called Nokia? No, not Nokia.
That's phones. Yeah.
Oh, what's it called? Nikola.
No.
It's not that. It's like a new company that's like better than Tesla. Like if you type in Tesla rivals,
Yeah, they can't be that good because I mean, surely we'd have heard of it, like collectively. I think the good thing, well, for Tesla, the
I
good
think
thing
it's
is,
no
what was it?
Nikola Corp. It's called Nikola Corp.
Oh, so they've literally just again ripped off the Tesla name, really, haven't they?
Well, Tesla ripped it off a dead guy, mate.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying again.
Anyway, they're saying Nikola Corporation has more of like a better model than Tesla.
Oh, really?
That's only trading at $20 a share right now.
I wouldn't invest in it. I wouldn't. Not yet. Wait until they actually.
Well, that's the thing. Like, when do you invest in a company?
Well, when they actually produce and release a car, that's when I'd do
By
it.
then, the market would have already reflected that share price. I mean,
Well,
yeah, I made £640 the other day
did you? What on trading?
on trading airlines.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I sold basically. I bought their airlines in the dip with coronavirus when there was like basically no air traffic, and then I sold
Back
it.
in April, March.
Yeah, April.
Hmm.
Well, it dipped in March, but I didn't get it in time. But
Okay.
I sold each of the stocks at 300.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. I wish I did that now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't like telling people just in case it doesn't happen, because then I'm just blamed.
Feel a bit responsible, yeah. Well, then I
Yeah,
mean,
I
at the
feel
end of the day, like they still had the foresight to then go ahead and put money on and then buy or sell that stock, didn't they? It's not solely you.
Yeah. True. But I don't know. Like my mom was like, "Oh, you should trade my money for me." Then I'm like, "Well, then I have that like psychological barrier of like trading.
Yeah.
Use my money."
So would you say you feel a lot more, not decisive? What's the word I'm looking for? carefree. There we go. A lot more carefree with your money then. Whereas if it's someone else's, you'd be a lot more cautious.
Yeah, and that's sort of the main. That's literally the main block of earning money in the stock market. Literally, is when you start trading actual money, suddenly you think, oh, like what if I lost it? Like that's doubt. Nah, I reckon the IRA would be a good topic. Like, I love the IRA. Well, I don't love it. No, like it'd be just good to like roast the IRA.
Which the fact that you just said I love the IRA.
Yeah, I love the fact they exist, so I can like chat shit about them.
You chat shit about them.
Irish Republican Army.
See, I know. See, it's gonna sound like I've got a really unpopular opinion. A lot of the stuff they did was wrong. Like, of course, they blew up airports and shit.
And people.
Yeah, but well, who do you think they were targeting when they were blowing up airports? But who do you think was the main reason for half the stuff they did?
What do you mean? What was the main reason?
Well, it was England. It was the monarchy. It's the UK.
How was it?
Well, there's a whole reason they're the Irish Republican Army. They want to be a republic. They don't want to be linked to the UK in any way.
Right. So is that why when every referendum was held, the majority said they wanted to stay with the UK?
Yeah, because we've sent however many people over there to kind of fuck up the statistic, haven't we?
It doesn't matter now, doesn't it?
I mean, we've made a city over there called Londonderry.
That's think about stuff because it's like saying, America should just uproot their country and leave now because that's the Native Americans' country.
No, but that's what they did. They did that to us. They did that to us. They did that to us. Think about. They did that to us. So English people were the first whites, we'll say, English whites, to go to America. The Puritans, weren't they? Not the 1620s, whatever.
They weren't the first whites.
No, the first English whites.
Right.
So the Puritans, weren't they? Not the 1620s.
Yeah.
So it took them 150 years to secede from the Union in an uprising.
No.
And then they made their own country.
Because Ireland's been like that. Northern Ireland and Ireland was part of the United Kingdom for ages.
Yeah, because we controlled them.
Yeah, and then they rebelled, and then they got their independence. But Northern Ireland chose to stay based on religious grounds, nothing to do with the monarchy. Because Northern Ireland.
What do you mean nothing to do with the monarchy?
Predominantly,
and the monarchy go hand in hand.
Protestant.
They go hand in hand. You can't have the monarchy without religion. You can't. There's a reason the Church of England is as big as it is.
Well, you say that, but Church of England and Nicky split, mate, quite a long time ago.
Yeah, but they still go hand in hand, didn't they? Like, the Archbishop of
that's nothing to do with it, though. That's nothing. The monarchy didn't say, "Oh, we're not giving you Northern Ireland back because it's ours." They asked the Northern Irish, "Would you want to stay?" And they said they culturally, they're more adjacent.
Because then at the time, who was over there? It was all England's expatriates. That's who was over there.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They still live there.
I don't think you see what I'm saying.
But it's like saying the Falkland Islands should be part of Argentina.
Well, they shouldn't be part of anyone. It's fucking no one. Let's be honest.
No, answer that. Yes or no?
What, should the Falklands be part of Argentina?
Yeah.
No, I don't think they should.
Then we agree on Northern Ireland then, because that's exactly
that's apples and oranges. They're two different things.
How?
They're two completely different things.
No. I want to hear you explain why you think
how they're two completely different things.
No.
Well, actually, no, they are kind of the same. Yeah, no, they are kind of the same. I'll give you that. Actually, the Falklands were the French first. Anyway, we took them from the French before the Argentinians.
No, there was apparently Spanish people first.
Didn't rhyme up with Spanish. Sorry. Yeah.
No, I think the French discovered it but didn't settle it. The Spanish people came and then the English fucked them off, and then Argentina just claims it. But even though they weren't even Spanish, they were still part of Spain. There was a Spanish colony at the time. Argentina was. There
we go. Still colony.
Yeah, there was still a colony of Spain when the islands were taken. So therefore, it was all Spanish land.
Yeah, but it's not native, is it?
So if anything, the Spanish should be like, "Oh, give us it back." But it's like, I get it. No, I feel like once you settle the land, you can't really say, "Now leave, please." Do you mean?
So then, hang on. So then what about the prime example is in the Native Americans? So what about them then?
What? They have their reservations. No,
after how many years of being there we go. That's
obviously what happened was ethically wrong, yeah. But for families that have lived there since 1600s, how can we justify saying, "Oh, can you leave now after 400 years of living there?"
Well, how do you think they got there in the
People
first
living
place?
there now aren't beholden to their ancestors'
Yeah, but
claims.
how did they? Yeah, but how did they get there in the first place?
Do you mean how they came
No,
over?
I'm not saying just I'm not saying tear up their homes and tell them to move, but at least let them recognise why they're there in the first place.
Yeah, of course. But it's like in Africa, man. Like there's people in South Africa and like Zimbabwe that have been farming there since the 1600s, and now they're being told that they can't have land there just
Yeah, because
because
again, like we went, to, yeah, we
African
went
tribes
to,
owned those 400 years ago.
yeah, but we went to what was it called? What was Zimbabwe? What was it called beforehand?
What, Rhodesia?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, we went to Rhodesia, as it was. We called the fucking capital Salisbury. Big Cecil Rhodes went over there, and a big.
What? Obviously, what I'm saying is not right at the time. Yeah.
Not right now.
Now, why? How is it? How are they responsible for their ancestors' crimes? It doesn't make any sense.
No, but they should at least be respectful of the land that they're on and realise that they've taken it unfairly.
Yeah, but you know the tribes that were there originally
Yeah.
have got the only tribe that really
Yeah,
exists
where do you think they went? We fucking slaughtered them.
infighting.
What do you mean infighting? We most
There
likely
wasn't a genocide. The British never conducted a genocide in Africa, lad.
we turned up with our gunpowder and our shit. Went, you know,
Yeah.
those blokes with sticks will get a right fucking kicking if they come over here. They do, and we just kick the shit out of them. What do you
What I'm
think?
saying is, lad, modern day time, how can we apply the crimes of our ancestors to? Because the Rhodesian farmers haven't done anything to any African farmers, you know, for like last 100 years.
No, yeah, I'm not saying that we should do it now, but I'm saying we should at least
Yeah,
respect.
but that's what you're saying now. You're saying that Northern Ireland shouldn't be part of
Well, that's first of all, it's a lot more recent, though, isn't it?
Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
How?
Well, they had their mass famines in the 18th and the 19th century.
90s, and then Africa, South Africa and Rhodesia got their independence in like 90s/70s.
No, I'm saying, look, well, first of all, no.
Well, yeah, South Africa is independence from the British Empire in, I think it was like 18 or something like that, so 1920s.
Yeah.
And it got its full independence from Mandela again around like the 90s.
Yeah.
And Rhodesia got its independence from the British Empire in the 60s.
Yeah.
And I think in the 80s they were overthrown.
Okay, then yes, then they're exactly the same as Northern Ireland, is what I'm saying then, I guess.
You know what I'm saying? The Northern Irish want to be part of the United Kingdom. It'd be like
Well, sorry, not the Northern Ireland.
Rhodesia, yeah, saying we want to be part of the United Kingdom, but they didn't. The majority didn't want to be part of the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
And they didn't hold the majority of like the population. Now, if there was 90% white Rhodesians in Rhodesia, then they would have done whatever. But they
Yeah,
didn't.
but you're not gonna. First of all, you're not gonna natively find white Rhodesians. Where do you think those white Rhodesians came from?
Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense because you're saying if a black person is British, he's not British. Just because
that's
his
apples
Africa.
and oranges.
How
That's
is it?
different.
It's the
Because
same.
right, so let's say
An African person in Europe.
let's say someone
Same thing.
So let's say someone from the Windrush generation came over from Jamaica and they're a second or a third generation Englishman. They would be classed as English. They haven't come over here and slaughtered.
They're Jamaican ethnicity, and they're British.
Yeah, but they've not come over here in a matter of war, have they? They've come over, peacefully and legally, whereas we went over to Rhodesia and just took their land by force.
Came over illegally because they didn't have any passports. So
we let them come over.
yeah, I know, but
that's what the Windrush. Well, no, we let them. It was open borders. We let them come over.
Yeah, but it wasn't meant to be like that.
What do you mean it wasn't meant to be like that? That's what an open border is.
Loads of the Windrush are illegal, and technically they should be deported.
All right, so how we change this argument?
I'm not saying agree with that. I'm just saying legally, if you look at like a legal standpoint, they should be evicted.
Oh God!
If you look at, I'm saying all I'm saying is if you look at it from a legal aspect, against the whole idea of them living there for their whole lives, technically on legal basis they cannot be here legally.
I'm sorry. What? No.
I'm unaware of about them living here long enough to gain citizenship just by being here.
You can gain citizenship. You can gain citizenship in 5 years.
Yeah, if you're here legally on a visa.
Yeah, but we didn't have a visa then because we opened the borders.
Exactly, and that's why it's a bit of like.
Actually, no. First of all, we did give them visas, did we not?
No. Well, a lot of them didn't have visas. That's what I'm saying. Not all of them are legal. I'm saying some of them.
So what? So hang on. So the ones that came over the boats. So of course they came over on certain boats. Surely they would have had to come on the same boat. Some were given visas, some weren't.
Well, I know some must have had visas and passports,
Yeah.
but some
So
didn't.
it's not their fault, is it? They've all come
No,
over
I'm saying it's their
expecting
fault, but I'm
free.
saying if you look at it from a legal perspective, they're not allowed to be here. I'm not saying they're that. I'm
That's
just
a
saying if you
very,
look at the law,
that's a very short way
that's
of
what it
you
says.
saying that you should send them back to Jamaica.
No, I think they should stay because they've paid into the system so long that they've, like they should have earned the fact that they should be British. Do you mean?
Yeah.
Whereas the fact that they're, but if you look at it from a complete ethical, if you exclude ethics, then they should leave. Obviously, that will never. I know it probably is happening now, but
Right, let's see.
the only reason I know that is because I watched the Top Boy.
What's actually on top of it?
Yeah, and his mum gets evicted.
Although I'm not entirely sure what we were arguing about. I feel like we had the same idea, but we just said it differently.
Windrush scandal.
And I also think the fact that you saying legally they should not be here is not the best thing to say.
But technically they're here illegally, lad. Nothing more to say about it. You can't argue with facts. You mean? But then if you apply ethics to it, you can sort of think, well, that's not right, even though it's illegal.
Yeah. Okay, I
'Cause
see what you mean. Yeah.
like people seeking asylum, they've come here illegally, so they should technically be deported. But it's whether or not ethically we think we should provide sanctuary for that.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's something.
Right. Yeah. So I'm reading. So yes, I'm reading now. So yeah, in 1948, the British Nationality Act gave citizens of the United Kingdom and colonies status and the right of settlement in the UK to everyone who was at the time a British subject, by virtue of having been born in a British colony. And then, yeah, what you said, working age adults and many children travelled from the Caribbean to join parents or grandparents in the UK or travelled with their parents without their own passports.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's the main issue.
Yeah, they came with people that gained.
But then surely, why wouldn't they just declare them and give them some or some at least, form of.
Laziness, probably.
Yeah, that just doesn't make sense.
At the time, we were desperate for labour, weren't we? So.
Yeah, but that's why we didn't give them jobs because they didn't have any official
No, they
record
just
of
got really
being.
crappy jobs.
No, but wasn't it because they didn't have any record of being in the country? We couldn't give them a job because of it. I feel like that was one of the main.
I'm pretty sure they were given jobs at the time. It was a different time back then, wasn't it? Whereas, they sort of just became cleaners and stuff like that. You don't even think in the 70s, people did whatever they wanted.
Yeah, we weren't exactly in the best of economies then, were we?
We weren't the colony, mate. We were the mother country.
So, they have the only official record they had was a landing card. So when they actually came into the British Isles, they were just given pretty much a piece of paper that said that you're legally allowed into the UK through this document.
So I guess we're both right, sort of.
Yeah, that's rare. That's rare in the case, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, usually I'm right, to be fair.
Fuck off. Actually, yeah, you've been right twice in the past hour, which is annoying.
Oh, that was good.
All right. So, how do we end them then?
For those who made it this far, thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed. This has been a test episode, and any feedback regarding the footage used or the tempo of dialogue would be greatly appreciated, and we will respond accordingly. This has been the Poor Man's Roundtable. Weekly uploads. Like, comment, subscribe, and goodbye.